It's raining. Okay, so last night was good. I had a fire. It was really wonderful. I worked out better than I had actually planned. The big log that I had kind of as the backdrop for the fire caught really well. I was able to get some really nice logs going and some lots of hot coals. It was very, very nice. I listened to some music and relaxed and was able to stay up late and kind of keep an eye on things. This morning it was really tough to get out of bed because it's raining. But I got out for a bit and looked around, and then I got a few more things done around camp. I staked out the Rainfly on my Arctic oven a bit more so that I could kind of run the vestibule and everything here. There is some water coming in, but not enough that I want to finish closing up the interior part of the tent. This white part of the tent here is called a Vapex. Whatever material they have, it's like Vapex liner or whatever. And most of the time it does a pretty good job pulling moisture out so that you stay dry inside the tent. I know that if I run the stove and it gets warmer in here than it is outside, things dry up pretty quickly. On the tent walls, the flooring I've never been able to get dry. In fact, there's part of the stove here. Let's see if I can get it. Excuse the mess, I wasn't expecting company. LOL. That gets wet. And this here just comes in from the stove itself, because it just pipes right out. And when it has this chimney, basically, the rain can come into there. And when I've used it in the Arctic, it'll melt whatever snow is in there, and then it'll turn into water, go down or whatever, and then it will freeze there where the feet of the stove meet this little flooring that I have. It's like a heat resistant flooring. Sorry for all the close shots and everything in here. It's advertised as a 4-man tent, but you cannot put more than 2 people in here with the stove in place. I can see how you could put 4 people in here without the stove, but even then, like this pole, this center pole that goes in the middle, it really splits, like literally and figuratively, it splits the room. Like, man, where are you gonna put, people if it's like that? So today has been a little bit tougher. I know I was like, man, it's so hot, I'm gonna get sunburnt. Like, what's going on? But I also enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the windy parts of the day these last couple of days, especially when I was trying to sleep. But the rain is definitely something that I was prepared for. It's not my favorite, but it's still something I can manage. I haven't ran the propane stove at all, and within reason, I can run it for an hour a day and use it all up in the next week. When I did some initial tests years ago, what I was burning was about 1 pound of propane an hour when the stove was on low, and about 2 pounds of propane an hour when the stove was on high. Again, that was years ago, and I want to do some more tests at home, but it's kind of one of those like time-consuming, expensive. Not really expensive, because propane is like some of the cheapest fuel in the world. Like it would cost me all $5 to fill up that 10-pound can, run the whole thing and everything else. So I guess I'm probably just making up excuses as to why I haven't done like a solid test and see like how long does it actually take to burn up these things. Maybe that's a winter project. We'll see. But anyway, as of right now, that's what I'm projecting. I've tried not to burn it yet. Obviously, the last couple of days it's been so hot, I wouldn't have wanted to. And I'm going to try not to burn it yet anyway, just because I want to be able to save it for when I come back from a hunt and I've slipped and fallen in the water, or I'm just very cold, chilled, it's been windy, it's been raining, I got really wet, so on and so forth, and I'm trying to dry out and warm up before bed. I can deal with a lot during the day as far as cold or wind or wet or whatever else. I mean, I've gone out and dip net in my waders, standing in a little less than chest deep, icy cold water while it's raining and everything else from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. just to see if I could do it. And I was able to do it. Like, I stopped for a quick PB&J in the middle, but I mean, otherwise I was just like, okay, let me just see if I can do this. Let me stay out there, because there were a lot of people that would go out, they'd be out there for a bit, and like, I'm gonna go warm up, and I'm like, yeah, good call, because it's cold out here. So I can deal with a lot, but if it's cold when I'm trying to sleep, if I'm wet when I'm trying to sleep, that's just miserable, and I can't do it. The next day is shot. I don't get up when I should. It's just terrible. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now, is staying dry, not burning more energy than I need to, and not getting more wet than I have to right now. Going out and going to the bathroom, it's like, man, I'm just going to get wet. That's how this is going to go. I've gone out for a couple of snacks, which I'm about to enjoy. And I get out and look around every once in a while, in the off chance that there's a midday moose that's wandering around. It's about noon right now. Yeah, this morning was decently productive. Got out, looked around, got wet, made breakfast and coffee, staked out the tent a little bit more, checked on Ducky, that kind of stuff. But the work is pretty much done. I mean, I could filter more water. I filtered water the whole time I was cooking this morning, basically just waiting for the water to boil. And I was adding bits of water to my pot as I went, so that I'm kind of staying ahead of the game a little bit. At this point, I have 1 gallon of reliable water from home, and then 1 gallon of murky water from the Grail filter, which I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I might just dump it out. I might throw some tablets in it and see if that works, but it seems like that's like a risk that I don't need to take. So I'll just keep pumping water. I mean, it's very slow. It's very slow. I mean, I'll pump basically an ounce a minute, it feels like right now. And so I have to pump for like an hour in order to basically do what I need for a day, as far as cooking, drinking, that sort of stuff. And I'm really only drinking coffee and water. That is one thing I will say about today, is that I'm drinking less water today, just because I'm not needing it, because I'm not sweating as much than I was the first couple days that I was here. So I've got reasonably another 8 days that I could stay out here before I start to head home. The rain is supposed to let up at 6 p.m., which I'm hoping for, because I would like to be able to get out this evening and do some hunting without getting rained on the whole time, which I would do if I had to go out and brave the rain just, to get a moose, then I would. I mean, that's a given. Yeah, so anybody who invests in an Arctic oven, you're going to do well. It stays pretty dry in here, and you can make it pretty warm, surprisingly. And I've messed with a lot of different tents trying to get them warmer or whatever else, and this is the business. On a personal note, I haven't spoken to anyone since the day that I came up the Yukon. I talked to some people there in Circle, but I haven't spoken to anyone else except this camera. Hello. In several days. So it's given me a lot of time to think. It's given me a lot of time to kind of work introspectively because there's no one around to distract me from it. I think we're all inherently selfish. Like, I don't want to say that we're not, but I feel like a lot of times, many of us, and I'm not just saying this about me, will kind of get on everyone else's needs or attend to everyone else's needs, really, before they deal with their own. So, you come home from work and then somebody asks you how you're doing, and you're like, okay, or you ask them back, and okay, we've got these projects we need to do and focus on dinner and whatever else. You don't have time to just sit there and ponder your life and the people in it and what you're doing and everything else. So this gives me time to do that, which is something that like I should basically count on, but I didn't like sit there and go when I was preparing for my trip, like, this moose hunting trip's going to be so great for me to just have time to think. Like, I wasn't thinking about that again. Like I said, I should be prepared for it at this point, but I just don't. So yeah, it's given me a lot of time to think. I think about my kids a lot. I think about the people in my life that are helpful, the people in my life that I really know care about me. And that's very important. It's important, I think, that we all take time to think about them and what they mean to us. And I'm doing that. I'm doing a lot of that. And I've built a lot of new plans and things in the last couple of years to try and get my life going in a direction that I feel is productive and healthy for me and mine. And I'm doing the best that I can. I really am. I feel like I think that is an interesting place to get to, an interesting realization when you look at your life and what you are capable of doing physically, emotionally, mentally, and getting to a point where you're going, this is basically all I can do. This is actually the max. Looking at disciplining yourself and going to school and working and spending time with people that are important, that are valued people in your life, and going, this is the max that I can do. And I think that a lot of times we'll say, oh, this is all I can do right now. And we don't actually mean it. We are making an excuse. Or we've made excuses up to that point. But I think that for the last couple of years, I've really done all I could do. And I think what's interesting about that is how many times I didn't do things, but I just couldn't. It was difficult to get there emotionally. So I wanted to kind of dedicate the personal last few minutes of this video to all the people in my life that are actually in my corner. People that have really cared for me and been there in a capacity that I needed them to be in, or that they could be in, because I recognize that we all have our limitations, because I have met mine in many cases. And I don't think that I should be faulted. I've felt guilty about it, but I don't think I should be faulted for so many of the times that I was just down to the hilt. Well, with all that being said, wish me luck. Wish the weather luck, mostly, so that this lets up at some point and I can get out a little bit more freely. I'm going to have some snacks and stay warm for a bit. Maybe do some crossword puzzles. But after that, I want to get out into it. I want to explore the southern half of this island that I haven't looked at yet. But yeah, so wish me luck, everybody. Oh, and thank you to all the people that have been there in my corner. I really appreciate it.